Hello, welcome back. Northstar here with another Wildermyth Let's Play. Now, for those new to the channel, welcome. I suffer from long COVID. It makes it hard for me to sometimes focus. I'm also pretty tired right now. The hour is kind of weird, which, yeah, but I've been kind of nocturnal. My whole life I've had trouble sleeping, but long COVID has made the insomnia so much worse, and I get into almost a nocturnal cycle sometimes. It's hard to, my body, I'll be in a daytime normal cycle, and it'll be really easy to fall out for my body to go more nocturnal, but when I'm nocturnal, it really doesn't want to budge. It's weird. It's like the signaling pathways are messed up, and tell my brain the opposite. Like the sun comes up and I get really tired, like it's bedtime. It's the opposite of what I should do. It can be random though. Sometimes it can suddenly shift. A lot of weird things on COVID. I'll start sweating for no reason. So just taking a look at, I've got all these heroes. I know when I was bugged by, trying to remember if I removed some from the legacy who had blocked hooks. One who was Gorgonoid for my very first campaign ever. So that blocks transformation. Another who had a cat, and I think that blocks finishing Thorny. It was a hunter. I have too darn many had too many hunters. You see a few of them around, but I had even more. The person who was Gorgonoid Crust was a hunter, as was the other. And then there was a warrior. I can't remember. There was a reason I needed to remove her. I just can't remember. It's bugging me trying to remember why, but I assume I did it for a good reason. So whatever. Yeah, I got a number of heroes here, and I wanted to point this out to you, those of you new to the channel, because this is a game about fundamentally your heroes and about the stories they tell, but also kind of the legends they build over multiple campaigns, because you bring them back. There's this legacy system, so all those heroes, they can show up in campaigns again. You can recruit them into future ones and build on their stories. It's worth noting that. I'm sure some of you viewers are returning from my previous videos in this series, though. If you haven't, check it out. It's in a playlist. I keep all my series in playlists, so you can find them if you just check. I was in a battle, which I gotta deal with these Thrixl, nightmarish bug-like creatures. Probably the toughest enemy type. The Gorgons are, Deepest are fairly straightforward. Swords and throwing boulders and stuff, and giant oxes. Draven are a little trickier. Like the Thrixl, I'd say, and the Draven are the two toughest enemies. Thrixl, Draven. The Merthragi are fairly simple. Robotic undead things. They spit acid. They hit you with their at the claws of some of the melee ones. They gain bonuses from staying next to each other. Anyways, should select each of them, because sometimes there's one that's out of movement and it doesn't show any reload. Looks like this was the beginning of a turn, though. Give me a sec. Alright, sorry, and actually I should move the headset piece into position before. Sorry if that created a bit of static. I need a second to gather my thoughts. Sorry, I muted that for a second. Long COVID, I get really tired, even when it doesn't make sense based on how long I've been up. It's brutal disease. Strathix can only really Dragon Breath since it can't fit through this door. And that's blocked by scenery. These bone walls, so Smeal is pretty much completely safe back here. Especially if he stays away from anything that the Nightmare could either burn him. Got these traps as an add one defense if something does get through. Victory is pretty much assured. I think from here. Oof, fire. That spread that could burn up the stuff here. Could spread diagonally. Yeah, I could eventually. I don't think it could jump to the bone wall from there. It's too far away, though. Anyways. Take a shot. It's better than nothing, even if it's only 3 damage. Because the Thrixl has, well, 3 armor. And Samuel's just a low level 3 hunter. Didn't even get a useful upgrade. Got bloody barred. Extra stun chance. It's okay. I use my hunters as support classes. Compared to like the 4 bonus damage in Oli. Or 5 on Javelin. Yeah, that's their damage output. They rank up. The better this angle, the further he is to the right, the more likely he is to hit the Thrixl. Let's have Javelin do that. He's silk stepped, so he should be able to avoid. What's his range on this? 6. Yep. I could actually just ambush. Because that does an extra +2 damage. And if he hits the Thrixl, it's 2 per turn poison, but if I get it when it moves to the right, should do a little less chance of blocking. Just have him prepare a shot, and he's stealth. Of course, with the Nightmare, you lose stealth if he gets either burned, I think. If I remember. So somebody should destroy this shelf. Or interfuse with it. Why does he not have withdraw? Oh, there it is. It's like, I'm assuming something that's false. This bone's not that useful anymore. These guys all have plenty of warding. It's eggs, actually. Let's interfuse with these hammers because the barrage can actually be useful from certain angles. Let's see if we can reach. He'd hit himself. And some eggs, maybe. Nope. Oh. Bone Lance. Ooh. I would get the Nightmare. Split the Nightmare in 2, though. Let's get the hint instead at the same time. Of course, that clears a path for these little nightmares to try and move to melee. Through Danos, they would step on the jump jaw trap first, though, and their allies in the way they may not be able to reach. Keywords might. Tomar and Oli should be prepared just in case. think if you'd have a better chance to hit from... I think that might block line of sight, actually. Jim also has an extra stunt chance, doesn't he? The leaf crossbow, so it doesn't matter if it's not his turn, but I don't remember if this is a block line of sight. I'll just stand here anyways. Do this for extra armor in case the nightmares can reach him. So that the armor will get... It'll bite into the extra armor from that. Instead from Stalwart. Ah, stun on the Kinestead. Might kill it. Nice. Dead. Looks like neither nightmare can reach atomic quite because they can attack that in a way, but cool. Not this turn, they can't reach him. This doesn't hurt. Engage. Or I could take off Stalwart. Yeah, I'll take it off in case I need to move. Yeah, in case I need to move further. And shoot the nightmare. Nice. Stunned. Monster move through scenery. Oh, so it tried to... What? Shouldn't have been able to fit through a doorway, but I guess it tried to anyways. It's actually... And there's no other path, I guess it can cheat. Huh. Because it's actually technically standing on this wall with one of its tiles now. I don't think I'd seen that before. I took damage from the jump jaw trap. Got pinned and poisoned. And then Javelin shot it. It's poison times 3, so I'll actually die if I just waited long enough. Whatever. Eight to 5 armor. He should be immune to Mind Worm. Or 8 damage, 8 armor. This can do 6 to 8 damage, so he should be good. Gauge it. And knock it back. 100%. Good as dead. Should die due to poison. This shouldn't hatch before dead. Good thing I had that jump jaw though. I guess they can cheat on the movement. So that you can't stay out of their range, I guess. Smeel can just get over here. murder that. Dream Chrysalis. Adds to his kill count. I guess it's mostly useless except for achievements for kill count. Yeah, so I don't know, I had random things to chatter about, but I'm like, as you can tell, I'm very tired. Brenner has a few kills. I think if I was looking at that and trying to estimate how valuable he is to a team, I saw that I would underestimate it. Let's just give him this kill since I know that he's contributed a lot to this fight. That's flanking, so it's guaranteed to hit. Cool. No one ranks up, so it's just an augment. Thornbark. Oh, they rolled armor. Well, that is a direct upgrade to Greybark. It's the tier 2 version of Greybark. Does slow the hero down a little further. Town Watchers are good with a bow and can't get anything fancy along. Trade to each other secrets of Greybark. Metal wings and scales are sewn into long shirts, traditionally gray leather or canvas, leaving the arms light to draw on fire. Thornbark. Thornbark is a proud ongoing invention of the current era. This world has gone through many ages and collapses of civilization and rebuilding periods. It's not like our world, you know, where things kind of progressed, wealth and such centralized. The start of, I mean, we had empires built like the Roman Empire, then they collapsed, then feudalism, although this is a very Western-centric development pattern, which was somewhat different, like the Middle East and Far East, like, you know, Far East being like China, India. The whole world wasn't all in the same place. You know, the Americas, the way we teach history is very Europe-centric often. Anyways, of the current era, plates are fitted so as to not impede firing action, while spell-proof scales, links, and bold leather are interlayered, angled to create glance and blows. It takes great craft to add this much weight to an archer without frustrating them, so examples are still quite rare. I think part of the reason I was thinking of wealth centralizing is historically the roles of archers and being treated as, well, not exactly cannon fodder, but they were very rarely given armor, even though archers would often stand behind a battle line. And so they didn't need to be super fast, but peasants, often the most marginalized members of, you know, societies were stuck behind the front battle line and given bows, not even given armor to wear to protect them from, you know, enemy archers. Unless you're taking like English longbowmen who actually would sometimes get some armor and were better trained and equipped. This helped create a more equal society in England than many feudal societies, and the French actually trained a lot of longbowmen too, which is rarely talked about in feudal history. But besides England and France, In Our Wake by Anne Austen. Someday, people move back to Warden Smelter. That was the site just cleared. Smelter, because yeah, there's some early industry, like metallurgy and stuff being reclaimed here. Thrixl husks will fall apart, and their fog will blow away. Children will find homes for spirits here. Young women will build barns alongside their sweethearts. She is a romantic. Old women will trade in iron and salt. And at the end, the oldest will die peacefully in their beds, the way it should be. You know, in a society that takes care of the elderly and the sick and the disabled. I think of our own society, it increasingly doesn't. I have long COVID, and the only help I'm getting from any government is the state government. It's like $400 a month, which is not enough for rent. And it's not until my assets are pitifully low that the federal government might help step in with SSI, and they're screwing me out SSDI because of jobs I worked for when I was in grad school for the university, not counting payroll taxes not being paid. They were considered payroll tax ineligible because of a law in the 90s just to screw people on like retirement and disability benefits. Honestly, Newt Gingrich is behind that. You seem quite keen at all. Thinking of staying? It's too late for me. Adventure has been stirred into my blood. It's never too late for anyone, but she's doing saves a lot of lives, so I'm not gonna. The best we can do is keep moving, and hope to leave peace in our wake. Yeah, fighting these monsters, making the world safer for ordinary people. Oh, great. Yeah, after every fight against the enemies, they get stronger. Scouriers now have extra health. Lovely. I'll have saved when I came back to the map. How am I doing for time? Only 21 minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean to zoom that much. These guys are scouting out the funnel site. Need these guys. I was trying to select. Well, yeah, she's gonna level up soon. Reach max level. She's already level 6. 7 is the highest you can get. The only pet that, by the way, heroes can ever like lose. Well, I think there may be a way to lose one of the others, but the main one is pet pine cones. You can not have them, but most pets, other than that one, will end up blocking if a character is thorny and they haven't resolved it. Which Brenner. He's got a fairly long history. A lot of unique gear, and he's a mystic. He's been here with my party since the beginning. I sort of okay with him not being able to resolve that final hook because mystics, they have a really late retirement age already. Like it'll be 82, so I'll rarely come in. And sometimes it may be better for him to retire and pass on XP to, some young warrior I recruit in a really long campaign so that the warrior is not cannon fodder fighting at level 1 in like a campaign. Especially if someone has a kid, a roll warrior, and they don't have great stats. I would like that warrior to survive even if I don't add them to legacy if their stats suck. So there's uses occasionally if someone retiring. Shame increases the odds of you can get an habit hook, which is a 4th hook and normally won't add to retirement age. But if you resolve it and a character only had 2 resolved, I don't know if it'll add to retirement age like a normal hook. So if Brenner ever becomes an habit, he might even get his retirement age up to the max. I don't think a 4th hook adds, but if it's their 3rd completed, it's worth finding out, I suppose. If you folks know, leave something in the comments about it. Anyways, I'll have these guys clear the site together. Investigate thoroughly, catalog everything. Burning out the smell is a start. You'll have to leave the ghost to me, though, says the mystic. Except he's the mystic who's actually not on this tile, weirdly. So why was he commenting? If they're in this tile together, they can make friends. The Foul Forest has been revealed. Thrixl working. They can ambush groups of 2 or fewer heroes. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not finishing this chapter until I've cleared everything else, especially because this could be a really nasty fight. Send these 3. Well, I could do that. Send them back here so they make friends, and these guys maybe help with the securing of the site, or I could start building a bridge here. If I'm intercepting, so well, no, if there's something here in the 5th chapter,
Oh, it doesn't hurt. It helps with movement. They'll have time to make friends next chapter, I guess. It would help the folks at 7 Miles, the wild folk too. Heck, we'll use it often if I'm sure. So I guess the folks of 7 Mouths are the more settled folks is what he means. The wild folks, the bridge, will benefit too. Thorough delving through Mr. Wharton's smelters proven rewarding. There's always something we can use. Does that just mean we're desperate? No, it means you're efficient. Like, as comments recently, ephemeras, they super wasteful with like food. They buy food, eat a little bit, then just let it go. I'm like, finish something you bought before you buy more stuff, because food waste is terrible for the planet. A lot of, you know, CO2 generated. Could give Uli or Samil extra armor. I don't think I want Samil in the next chapter, but a point of armor goes a lot further with a warrior. Or Tomric, I forget what rate warriors gain armor just from rank. 0.3. Tomric's armor is less than Uli's. She's still gonna rank up one more time. She'll be sitting at 5.9 armor. And not going any higher. Unless I give her gear. Or Jevin 0.2 a rank. You'd eventually get to... Yeah, I'll give it to Uli. Just to make absolutely certain I can beat the chapter ender without like, saying anyone getting maimed. Because if worse comes to worse, Uli can, with 9 armor when in stalwart mode and engage, she can just sit and tank like a ton of enemies. And it'll take a while, even if they can hit her more times their temp armor in a turn. Take a while to shred their way through her permanent armor enough to even start hurting her health. Is the idea. She is just badass. At least that's my impression of her. It was my impression of her in the last 2 campaigns, and she just keeps building a longer history. She trained with Knight of the War's Order. She saved and encountered multitudes. She's the first hero I ever had get all 3 of their hooks. Earned the Star Heart. She got married. I don't think that'll stay in their history, though. I think it's cleared after the campaign. All relationships do, and I think marriages, too. Unfortunately. It's kind of weird. Or maybe if you save the relationship, but then, I don't know. It's kind of the legend of a certain character. And the legend that, you know, who did they marry? Well, there's different versions of who different people married in, like, the Arthurian legends. I don't know. Some interesting reviews on the nature of this game and the way the legacy. I recommend reading them. Huh. Okay, she's turned... No, she's still 71. Right when she turns 72, it's a little while until it decides to make her retire. Right, the Redmore Forge. Clear this, and then I'll be ready to do the final chapter. I may not make it all the way through, but it's too early to cut the video. Maybe if the fight goes smoothly. Droven are a little tricky, and you gotta be careful of them. I wonder if Uli will level up. No, 13 XP, probably not from just this fight. I suppose they could ever take on the fight with just a very small team. Let's see, it's like 6 to 7 with 5 heroes. So that implies there's around probably like 37 XP to go around. For her to get 13, she'd have to clear the site with just one other hero. That could be rough. It would probably just be Uli and Tomric. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Oh well. I'm sure I'm fine for the final fight, even with her level 6. Alright. I always start to say rank 6. Distant Thunder. What was that lady's name we were supposed to keep an eye out for? Sinla, I think? Sinla. From what I know of forest folk, they normally spread themselves out over the landscape. Can't blame them. These aren't exactly normal times, though. And her husband seemed concerned anyhow. Anyway. Of course he is. Old Sinla seems distracted. Starts spending more and more time out in the ruins, watching the goats, or so she says. I'd be concerned too. Is that the story? What is it? Is this a reference to something that happened before? I can't remember. I know my memory's a little shot. I remember sometimes big things, concepts. Sometimes I don't. I wasn't able to finish the grad course I was doing. So I'll cover these two world, but that was more difficulty focusing and organizing thoughts than memory. Sometimes she wouldn't even come home at night. The guy seems at a loss. Sound like they need better communication, I said. They need better communication, I said. How do you get people to tell you these things? My trustworthy face and sensible outfit? How else? Clouds grow like lichen over the sky. They pick their way through the building bones until a shout rings out from close by. Come on, come on. Up the hill, a woman stands against a monument. Her gaze darts between the sky, come on, and the shadow of approaching Drauven. Get around her quickly, or let's sneak in while she's got their attention. Sorry about the delay. One, my energy was kind of crashing. I need to get up, stretch for a brief second. I've also done like 3 videos of Age of Wonders 3 multiplayer ORT, so I'm kind of tired, and I'm hoping to, I guess because it's the series they have the fewest viewers, pushing through a lot of them, probably a video of Rebel Inc. or maybe Pop-Up Dungeon, which is easy enough and people like after this, so I'm really trying to create a lot of content for my channel. I've got to be careful, manage alls. Also check this event. My character sheets. I was correct, this can lead to Storm Touch transformation, but maybe I shouldn't say, I should just let you guys see. But the only character I might have given it to is Gemilod, and his legs are already transformed, which could have been useful for him. Unless he can get the head transform, I think his green hair blocks that, but it could be useful, since I think he's not eligible for many other things. As for this, I don't think it actually matters. I think you can get a buff if you sneak. But from a role-playing perspective, I'm a defender, and it could be wrong. It could be you only get the thing that can lead to Storm Touch if you gather around her. I'm not sure, but either way, I wouldn't leave someone to just face the Drauven on their own. The Troop of Hope rushes towards the monument. Maybe I also get a better deployment situation. I doubt it. 2 stumps. They can throw nets that hobble targets. And of course can set up flanking. Just like the nets I can throw. There's a Divan on her tail and scarred by its lessons. It slings the heat of pillaging, a song of blood and dragons. 2 of them actually, and then there's 4 more in turn 3. Stumps, they stab things. Divan, they can throw fireballs.
I don't know. I think that might do area of effect. Like a fireball in D&D or something. Once per turn, it can sneer. Move away from attackers. Regenerates very quickly. And it can do inner fuses. So it can do a lot of normal interfuse stuff. These things are nasty. Oh, Sinwa is in the fight. She just has a root club and terrible stats. But at least I get the extra help. Why is the little green thing? Is that some kind of buff she gets? She managed to rewarding in her upbringing. Mom and Dad were the stars of a theater troupe, and it only made sense they would name their daughter Sinwa. It also meant she was forced to play all the cute kid roles growing up. That's a unique bit. Meeting handsome monsters, blah blah blah. It's not like she's gonna stand by that party bit. It's always interesting the farmers get a backstory too. She's past a retirement age because she doesn't have a class. Interestingly, if that mattered, which I don't think she can join my party or anything. Well, kind of like with the Thrixl, I have to be wary of interfuses, except they could do the range stuff. Trying to select this. Apparently this shrine you can't interfuse with it. It's not a stone object. Oh, that stone arch is stone. Would hate for the bones to be used against Brenner, but he's probably better off with extra health. Yeah, they could interfuse these bones and bone lance Brenner where he's standing. That would suck. Maybe I'm just better having him interfuse to try and... Or rock shield himself. We'll see. No, I can just engage these guys, can't I? What will we do with their shield up? Yeah, she should be able to get close enough to engage the Demon. At least the closer one. Should have to stand here, though. Probably don't want to stand where the stumps can reach her. That also sets up flanking. Although I think the sneer. I think that works on the magical text, but this other one could still try and bow lance. Have to move, interfuse, and then I think it'd still do that. Can Tomek get close enough to interfuse? His range is more limited. I think he can. He doesn't have line of sight. Shoot. Bloody A. I think I'm better off giving Rock Shield to Uli. Here. Just to be absolutely certain that, only 3 temporary hit points? I thought it did more. It must be based on, its potency, maybe? I thought it was more. Anyways, just make sure Oli doesn't get hurt bad. Star Plus. Now she should be good even if she gets bone lanced. Probably, especially if someone walls with her. What else Sinwa would be good for? Probably gonna end up dead. Not careful though. Freaking Devon. Drauven in general. They're nasty little fellas. If I get these two out of the way. Just put her here. Save in case of... This is gonna be tricky. All these stumps. 9 damage. You could kill the stump with 8 health. Any of the rest? No. It's not very close to Brenner. Is with Uli. Think about the whole extra dodge. If he stands there and a bone lance hits Uli from the side, he'd get hit too. It's not better. Someone who knows a little than not all. Shoot. That's not even range. It's probably out of range of most enemies here. Right, I think I need to be somewhat aggressive. This situation is gonna rapidly get out of hand with these guys. Invigorate Tomric. You go up to the front.
ambush anything that goes where he has a clear line of sight. Let's see. What's the range? Oh no, yeah, he can ambush out to here. Okay. So that way he can stay further back. Somewhat closer with Brenner. So that's his dodge chance. Try and kill that. Nice hit. Yeah. The main thing, nasty things about the Demon is they're interfuses if they like. Although I was calculating spell damage based on Brenner, and he's got way more. Now, the Bone Lance is actually a lot less nasty from one of these, I think. But yeah, they could hit my people pretty hard if I'm not careful. He's comrades with Tomric and Oli. What's the range? This crossbow. Yeah, I'm not sure I want any of that. Just toss the jump jaw. Might get a Demon from there, and Silk Step. His Moth Bite. I think this still gives Tomric extra dodge chance. From the strength of their friendship. Even though he's hidden. Maybe. Maybe not. At least it's out of harm's way. Dead. Pinned. Alright, this is... They could Splinter Blast from this log, which I think could hit Uli and Sinla both. They're both in range, and this could be used to Bone Lance. Summer Blast shreds a lot of armor. Not that Sinla has any. I think they use their magic attack on Uli, not Sinla, because Uli is blocking line of sight on Sinla. Which is good. She would have taken health damage anyway, if otherwise. As long as she survives the fight, though, it doesn't matter. She shouldn't be in any others, I don't think. Righty then. These Darwin heal so bloody fast. 48% chance of a stun for Tomric? Really? Bardic Inspiration +6 bonus. Where's he getting the bonus stunt chance from? Even on a stunt, he doesn't kill the stump. Although, if I shredded the armor,
That'd be a 48% chance to kill. Yeah, let's do that. That's pinned, so it can't move. Right. Pinned, so I don't have to worry about closing and hitting Smeal if he reveals himself. Well, no, I'll just engage it. That'll stop flanking, and Smeal can stabby stab. Oh, his cat already set flanking for him. Whoops. Yeah, I'll do this. Lucky I didn't get a wire stun. So I'll say. He could take 1 damage if one of these throws a fireball on him. I guess it's not an area of effect. There is a higher level Dravin that can do area of effect. And if Brenner infused with this tree, it should give flanking. I mean, not flanking, walling to Smeal, because Earth Scribe lets. You can see the description here. Actually, Earth Scribe allies may wall with interfused objects. That is, objects he interfuses, not just any interfused. Boulder for calcify. Tonight is soul splitting. Brenner can stand its ground for a while now. Can interfuse this boulder later. Just wanted to give walling to Smeal. Between his shield, walling, and warding, he can now take 1 fireball to the face. And not take health damage. 2 and he'll take damage though, probably. Which is fine, because this one's pinned, so I know it can't. Because this one can move in front of it. Blocking the line of sight. Just gauge the one that. This is still probably his cover, actually. Yep. So I'm not gonna bother shooting it just yet. It's hard to hit, even pinned. Oh? No? Actually, I could probably kill it. Couldn't I? If I killed it, it wouldn't matter. %90 odds. Give it my best shot. Darn it. Oh, now it doesn't have cover anymore, though. This thing's still considered to be attacked from Willie's position. 100% chance to hit. Can't move because pinned. I don't think Sneer works, so. Yep. Pinned enemies can't sneer away, I don't think, and it killed it regardless. With flanking, that was guaranteed hit, so. Cool. I just Javelin and Tomric. This counts as flanking? Weird. Oh, because the stone, well. Extra armor, and that could actually be useful. I mean, the armor, well, yeah, it could be useful for flanking for someone, though. If I shot this from back here. Which might not be a terrible idea. Keep Shivan Lad where he's behind cover and gets walling to boot. Good cover from the tree. He's got incredible movement because of his Sylvan legs. Might have given him a storm, like, because he's got probably more speed he'll ever need, but... Jump jaw where enemies are likely to appear over here. Don't know if I do. And dead. I can just wait till the next group of enemies arrive. Maybe. I think Sunlaw could help against this group. Why did I only move that far? She can't guardian. She's not actually a warrior. In case I need her to move back next to Brenner later. This is as far as I wanted to go. Hunt, storm throw, and 2 darts. Cool. If it had been something really nasty, I might have had her fall back. This thing can prompt attack from stumps or darts. With a battle yell, can strike. You can send a bird to harass that does true damage every turn. The driving bird, so it's kind of a problem. Haunt can stab you twice with its quick blade. A lot of damage if you don't have much armor. It's like a, fast stabbing rogue kind of thing. Doesn't do great with armor, basically. Once per combat, if damaged, gain block and dodge for this turn. I think that happens whenever they're attacked. Could be, send her back here where she'll have great cover against the dart. Still wall with the stone. Find out how this works. Nope. Or at least it died anyway, so. So someone got a kill. Cool. I think it even tracks. Yep, monsters killed. 1. Not that I don't think that matters for non-heroes. Really, for anything except some achievements. There's achievements for having heroes kill a certain number of monsters, enemy types. Hmm. Tomaric's got bonus health. So the bird won't really cause him any problems. The hunt could stab him. But gauge the dart so that won't go for anyone else. That frees up somewhat frees up Smeal to go. Could stab this, but the hunt would be able to stab him then. Unless hunt a spectre step. Causes the attack to miss. Could do this and it would just miss. Regardless. I think I'd rather go here. Invigorate Smeal. So now Smeal doesn't have to worry too much about the hunt. He's got the extra health to deal with it. For 6 damage twice, he does have armor. He'll be fine. Oh, good thing he got the stun, because I forgot to use this, which I meant to do. That can actually help against the hunt. Possibly. This would have had low likely to hit anyhow, so decent position. Destroys its cover though. Now I just need something to kill. Oh, I can wildgrass this thing. 70% chance to hit. Or he could shoot it. And that would allow Brenner to wall up with Tomric and such. The hunt could attack Brenner. Oh. Is it closer with Javelin or Tomric? Tomric. He stands behind him. So this has a chance of water stun. I should do it because on a stun he'll get the attack again. Instead of boulder, so you can interfuse it well with other things like this. Dodged. Darn it. Oh well. Knew that was a possibility. Wanted to wall tarmac because this thing. The dart shoots him, shreds an armor. I don't know, maybe just shred more of his temporary armor. Might make it through stalwart, but not a big deal. Okay, actually. Salazar has to shoot Tomric. Nice. Dead. The Spell Sludger hammer, that's like a tier 2 mace. I mean, sorry, tier 2. Well, it's tier 2, but it's like a two-handed mace. Individual strikes with a... that's a description of a slam. It's just a generic. I'm not exactly fond of hammers because they, you can't use the offhand with them. Just gonna salvage it for an ingot. Distant thunder. The clouds begin to disperse, and Samil regards the woman who is now rubbing her arms and staring at the ground. Sinla? Do I know you? Your husband sends his regards. She looks sad. So what's the story? Watching the goats? The goats do like it here. They climb the ruins. But that's not. When the forest began to get more dangerous, I thought it might be time to finally use the Stormwell here. This? What is it? Surprised you haven't heard of it. This thing's been on the family land forever. Aunt says it was Kyoran. Kyoran is one of the many dead societies. I think it's referenced in a few other events. We had stories that could, this is going to sound crazy, but that could give you power. My family are abysmal storytellers, see? Terrible imaginations. So I thought, maybe they're not just stories. Maybe I could, protect the goats. Bleh. And my husband, my Quistwing, if I could get a hold of that power. It takes some research, some old family recipes and time. Lots of time to get a Stormwell to give up its secrets. I didn't want to tell Quistwing. Is that his name, Quistwing? Or last name or nickname? Rather came up with a story of his own. Better than the story of a goat herd trying to wear a hat 2 sizes too big for her. It's a shame, though. I needed maybe one more good storm. The clouds look promising today, and I thought I could finish the process before the monsters got here. No such luck. It was silly, now that I've seen what fighting really is. Well, she did kill one of them. But yeah, she could have gotten her head bashed in easily enough. I'm not cut out for it. Glad I never told Quistwing. So you're going to count my goats and go home? Yeah. Check. Something about count your chickens before they're hatched. Commentary, I don't know. This is a site, it's very, rural, agricultural. I've been meaning to comment this because I've been thinking about it. A little parallel to our own world. Whereas you got lots of small independent farmers. Just think about farmers in our own world. Where they're increasingly, farming is being taken over by corporations, basically, and the corporations hire farm workers, sometimes treat them abusively. I was watching a thing about a Canadian private equity firm that bought a farm that was abusing visa rules to bring in people and pay them, keep them in conditions where they're not allowed to leave, basically like slave labor here in the U.S., but abusing rules on visas, a certain type of visa that there is not even supposed to be able to use when there's citizens who could do the jobs, like they're allowed to if they can't find people, and they weren't actually interviewing people who were locally available. People have been farming. In fact, in one case, they laid off people. Someone guy had been working at a farm 20 years when they took over the farm. They didn't actually lay him off. They just stopped bringing him back each season because season work they weren't obligated to, unless one of you wants it. Anyways, the Stormwell here. It's possible your work won't go to waste. The sky is clear now, but if you want to take me up on it, come back sometime. Ask for Sinlaw, Quistwing, too. We'll feed you, put you up, give you otherworldly powers. Forest folk hospitality, you know. Otherworld. Stormwell. So you can choose a party member to grant the power of the Stormwell. It's a job. Like I said, the only person I would have maybe wanted to do that is Jevenlod. And Jevenlod has the slot he would need to transform bought by a Sylvan leg. So right. So looking at possible builds a little, I'm like, if I'm really min-maxing, I should probably get a character to lose a leg and give him a more artificial one. Because it gives a really nice ability to destroy scenery and gain 4 temp hit points. You can do it, like, I think every other turn, unlimited times in a fight. Or, you know, if I want to be less cheesy, just wait till someone gets maimed in a really hard fight. Especially once I turn up the difficulty, that'll probably eventually happen. This is only the normal. If I was playing hard or super hard, basically, I probably wouldn't win fights so easily. I'm probably getting the skill level where I should consider doing that. Anyways, nice goat herds. I don't have time for it either, is the other problem. Jobs take time, sometimes a long time to do. I'm worried about Willie retiring soon. Just to show you guys. Oh, it's only 14 days to complete. And you can select the hero. I can select Jevenlod, but I thought he was ineligible. You know, I'm actually really curious because he's the one guy I would consider giving. You can't give more artificial enhancements to someone who's already Sylvan. If they lose a leg, it'll just come back as a Sylvan one or an arm. Oh, you know, I bet what it is that he could still reach his arm in, which is I would not want to transform. But I guess you could say nah. Maybe I'll do that and roll it back. I don't think I want to bother, but this party of kind of playing with more of the theme of they want to keep their humanity a little more, but Jevenlod's already part. I might have him do it. Will 2 weeks cost me Uli? Retiring? I don't know. I think the rest of the party has to be here. Let's see. Securing the site. Investigate thoroughly. Catalog everything. Our job isn't done until we've restored where enemies left in tatters. If I take Jevenlod off this, it only adds 4 days. I don't think 4 days is going to force Uli to retire. I could even pull back someone if I was willing to risk a Thrixl ambush. Maybe. I mean, this is kind of my A team. These two are retiring, and Lysor is not amazing, so I wasn't going to use him in the chapter ender. That bridge is important. If it's only 4 days, I think I can do it even here on camera. It might be interesting for you guys.
Let's just... I did save in case it comes down to the wire that much. And Jevonlad will do this. 2-week job is nothing. Shia and Quistling welcomed Jevonlad and stuffed him full of bristleberry pie and goat cheese while they waited for a storm to roll in. Right, this is more like it. Quistling, get your boots. You stay. Eh. Second the goat. Humble. Sinla tinkered with the top of the Stormwell. Careful. Rumble. Wonderful. Good sign. Almost there. You call us when you're ready. So, what'd you give up? 4? The whole heroing? You know, like your goats or your spouse, to name examples at random. Oh. Plausible deniability? What? Nothing. There's a Jevonlad out there. And another time, maybe he got some goats and a husband. Maybe he was even happy. Oh yeah, this Jevonlad is bisexual. But I guess he's actually mainly attracted to men. Or maybe it just chooses at random for a bisexual character. Maybe he was even happy. I'll never know his story. But this one's mine. Jevonlad's musings are sharply interrupted. Crack. Sinla. Whoop. It's been a long flower to bloom, but it's quite pretty now, isn't it? The Stormwell fills with light or water, or both. It swirls and spills over the sides. I should have asked this before, but am I going to have to fight something? Probably not. What happens now then? Well, that was in the stories. The ancient voices of Tempest aren't telling you? Guess not. Oh, he can't even reach his... I think it's his left hand. And you know... Guess not. And you know, I've been thinking. But what really makes a hero, and perhaps we've all learned an important lesson today. A lesson about identity and, Splash. Are you kidding me? The goat just... Oh my god. That was unexpected. I guess his slots are blocked so he couldn't get the transformation. The goat is now... It's a lightning goat. Oh god, that was worth it just for the laugh. Oh wow, I did not expect that. I don't know exactly when Uli turned 72, but I doubt that cost me her. That was funny as heck. The goat. The goat is now a thunder goat. Guess that's the explanation for why someone else can't come back. Oh yeah, and Jevonlad can even help with... Yeah, it actually only cost me 1 day for that. 1 day. If it's not going to come down to 1 day with Uli, I don't think. I don't know. I wish you could find a character's birthday. Like, that's missing. I guess this is kind of like a lot of rural societies. People don't actually know what day of the year they were born. People don't track it that closely. I mean, in Europe more, but if you ever watch, like, Second Thought, Akeem talks about how his father, he was born, like, his father was born in rural Iraq, like, way back, and doesn't even... People know, like, what season he was born. When the melons come ripe. It's like, that could be a 3-month period. So they just picked a day to make his father's birthday. So they can celebrate whenever it was most convenient for everyone in his extended family, he said. It was funny. If you ever watch the, I think it's the Deep program, they do the podcasts. And they just tell jokes at the beginning. And I don't know, I just enjoy the banter. Just like I enjoyed that goat turning into a thunder goat.
Let's see. I probably could have these 3 prepare a tier 1 defense. How long would it take them to 14 days? Yeah, they could start on it. I think it's saved into the next chapter. I'm not sure. What else thing I do? The only way this site would ever come under attack, though, is if something came through here and... If that site comes under attack, I'm probably losing anyways. What? Gather them here. They can, through delving the mysteries of Redmoor Forge is rewarding. No, please, I want to stay longer. Don't make me go. He's being sarcastic, of course. Stuns Theater Talisman, an ancient charm to hang around the waist. Extra stunt chance. Between the bard ability and I'm getting some really high stunt chance on some of these characters. Tomric already has 43% base plus 5 from Samuel's music, I guess. 3 of them already have eagle, so the feather talismans. 30 as a tortoise shell. 1. Yeah, the other warrior deleted from the legacy did 2. I'm not sure. It's a pretty rare thing. I think it was actually 1 from a previous camp. This is the first one I've... No, I did record part of a different one, right? You guys might have even seen it. Sorry if you got attached to that hero. There was some reason, like, they were blocked from finishing a hook, and they're a warrior, so warriors have early retirement age. This is useless on someone who's about to retire. I'm definitely not replacing one of these unique things, like the bone flute or the feather talismans. Only reason to be useful, I'll assume, is I'm just going to salvage this extra heartwood. Probably don't even need it, but nothing else useful will do. These guys are going to travel here. They arrive before these guys can even start upgrading this. Alright, well. Retirement age 72. But it doesn't think she's retiring yet. I dare not wait for them to arrive at that site. In fact, if I save here on the map and don't... I'll assume in 3 are tied by a blood bond. And don't start this, I think she might retire after the chapter. This is the final fight of the chapter. When this fight is over, the chapter will end. Make sure you're ready. I'm ready. I'm going to cut the video, but start another one without even Xing the game. Yeah, this is probably better than Rebel Ink anyway. I'm waking up a little right now. My energy levels are all over the place. With long COVID, it's stupid levels of unpredictability. Could have brought Lyslar instead of Samuel in this fight. But this bard thing does buff the rest of the team pretty well. If it's very dangerous, he can soak step out. Lyslar is mystic, so he can't hide. Doesn't have a ton of health, and he doesn't even have Earth Scribe yet. Yeah, this will work. Yeah, I'm going to cut the video here. Start it up next. So I hope you folks enjoyed. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. Adieu, and best luck.